Tell you what, that's what I call another good pass. We're at the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport, talking to head coach for the women's Blitzboks team, Paul Delport. Paul, always good to see you, bud.
Thanks so much for coming out. Lovely to have you here.
Thanks very much for your time. Tell you what, are you sure that there isn't a bit of a shock announcement in terms of you maybe playing for the men's side?
Absolutely not. Not unless you need an extra ball boy or water boy. Absolutely not.
Okay, so I mean, let's talk a little bit about your team's preparations. There's obviously a lot of excitement. There's a lot of expectation. Home ground, World Cup. I mean, there's just so much riding on it. You know, how the team looking?
Yeah, you've summed it up perfectly, Jeremy. I think that's the feeling in the camp at the moment. It's just excitement. So the ladies came in yesterday for medicals, and I think a large part of what this year has been about is about finding this perfect balance. We've had enough tournaments. We've looked at a few different combinations, a few different players, and I really feel the 13, 16 ladies we have together now are really the top players in the country, and I think we're really looking forward to going out there in Cape Town and really putting on a good show.
Now, they've had quite a few just recent outings, international outings. Talk to us a bit about that.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. Of course, we went in a bit of a different direction, going to the Commonwealth Games and the Challenger Series kind of with a development focus. You know, most of our kind of set players were away with the National 15s group, playing against Japan, and then obviously in their series win over Spain now.
How amazing was that?
Recently. Brilliant. And I think it's been really nice to have a look at those kind of fringe players who possibly wouldn't have had an opportunity if we had our kind of known players. And through that we've got a really nice balance. So we've actually got 8 ladies that have stayed, so from the Commonwealth Games and Challenger Series group that have stayed, that are joining the kind of 7 coming back into the fray from the 15 setup.
Very exciting. Of course, we're counting down. I mean, I remember when we started talking, or I mean, when I started talking about the World Cup, it was months away.
Yeah.
It was 3, 4, 5 months away, guys. Don't worry, we've got plenty of time. Now you're lucky we've got 3, 4, 5 weeks left to go because it's around the corner.
Yeah, you're right. I think if we're factoring it in, we were actually chatting to the ladies the other day because we don't really count game week as training. That's kind of more fine tuning. We have 8 days of training before World Cup week. So I think, you know, obviously there are challenges that come with that, but I think for us it's just kind of put the focus in the spotlight. We don't have time. We really need to be present. We need to be focused, and we really need to have a good plan and go and execute that plan.
I mean, right here in Sydney for the next 8 days, whatever it is, there's every opportunity to get the body right and be as physically ready. But I mean, mental preparation is important, and I suppose that's why an environment like SAS sort of just plays into that. It cuts out all of the other unnecessary distractions and noise. And so I suppose you're enjoying your time here?
Yes, we certainly are fortunate to be based here, and it just shows the kind of high esteem that SAS is held in. So the USA women are here, the Irish are coming, the French women are coming, the Hong Kong men are here already, using these fantastic facilities, and then China are going to come and play a little warm-up scrag game against us next week Tuesday, because they also just want to come and have a look and see if there's, you know, any opportunity for them to come and camp going forward. Absolutely,
very nice. Let's take a sort of a pause button and a step back in terms of what we've had, you know, on the rugby playing agenda and menu for the last couple of weeks. Firstly, a good performance from the men's side at the Commonwealth Games, picking up gold. I'm sure you must have been chuffed with that.
Yeah, we were going nuts in the stadium, and
how clinical was that performance, though?
You hit the nail on the head. I was about to say, you know, we as lovers of the Sevens game, been watching Sevens for 20 years, and I literally have not seen a Fijian team broken down like that. I mean, in a final, and that's just testament to what Neil and Renfred and the group are doing. I mean, the players are phenomenal. They're so talented, but they really focus on the fundamentals. They focus on implementing the plan. And that's what Sevens is about. You know, Sevens is a game I feel that a lot of people have tried to complicate over the years, and it's a very simple game. You look at what the Blitzboks put into that final, how simple it was, and how they executed what they needed to execute. That's the secret to Sevens.
Absolutely. So let's take another further step back and talk about the 15s game. I mean, the women's team, you mentioned them.
Yeah.
Just, what was it, 5 wins in 6 outings now? I think I get my facts a bit wrong from time to time. But I mean, that is a really good track record.
Yes, you're right. I mean, and again, I just have to commend Lynn Cantwell and Stanley Robenheimer and all the folk putting the big work in there. And you're right. I mean, a very successful African Cup campaign. And then obviously heading over to Japan, I think that first test was always going to be tough. You know, dealing with the jet lag and the difference in conditions. And then to come back and win the second test convincingly, and then to show us their their class against Spain now, against a good Spanish team, winning both games by over 30 points. It just shows how things are coming together.
Okay. No, I mean, I think as well we see the exciting performances out of the Springbok men's side as well.
Yeah,
looking forward to more rugby championship action out of them. But I think from that day, or from this moment onwards, obviously it's all about getting ourselves ready for a very proud occasion right here in Cape Town. It's always a special occasion to go to a World Cup, cup, but when it's in your own backyard, it just takes on a slightly different feel.
Yes, 100%, and especially in Cape Town. You know, we all love South Africa. It's a beautiful country, but there's no place like Cape Town. And I think people are also hungry for sporting events again.
Yeah.
And I think Sevens just gives you everything. It gives you that instant gratification. It gives you just, I mean, there can be 40 teams there. I don't think there's a spectacle like that in World Sevens at the moment. You know, aside from maybe Hong Kong, if the Challenger Series is happening at the same time as the main tournament. So I think people are definitely looking forward to that, and I think also it's lovely for us to be able to play in front of our home crowd. And I think as well, you know, at the risk of putting a bit of pressure on the Blitzboks, you know, I truly believe they're the best team in the world. And I think it'll just be fantastic for them to run out in front of their home fans. They haven't done it since December 2019, so I'm looking forward to seeing them play the way they can play.
I've got a feeling, Paulie, that we're going to have that volume cranked up just a little bit from that crowd. When your girls run out there, I think it's going to tear at their heartstrings. They're just going to feel as if they've got the whole stadium behind them.
Yeah, I agree. I think the challenge the ladies that were involved in 2019 at the Cape Town tournament, and obviously we were up against it. We played New Zealand in the first game, but the ladies just took so much confidence out of that. I think they felt the love, they felt the support, and that's what we want to show these talented women, that we care about them, we respect them, and we view them as world-class rugby players, and we just want to scream and shout for them.
Exactly, that's exactly what we're going to do. I must tell you, you may or may not be aware of it, but there's a massive campaign running at the moment from fans, from our listeners, from just every corner of the country, to produce a war cry, a rally cry. And I mean, I don't know, it might very well be played at game day or during the 3 days of competition. Yeah. But I think it talks to how invested the local fans are.
100%. I mean, that just I think a little birdie did whisper in my ear, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what the fans come with.
Yeah.
But again, it's just so magical for the Sevens players, the men and the women, just to feel the support and to feel the love, and I'm really looking forward to just seeing them enjoy the experience, but also to expressing themselves and playing well at the World Cup Sevens
as well. So are we, of course, talking to Paul Delport, head coach of the Blitzboks women's team right here at the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport. It's a very difficult place to get into unless you know the secret handshake and the password, which of course Paul gave me. No, but it certainly is a specialist sports training facility, and as he was telling us, of course, not only for South African teams, we're going to see an almost United Nations set up here in the coming weeks as we head towards the start of the Sevens Rugby World Cup. I mean, I can hardly believe I'm saying that. It is going to be so exciting. Sevens Rugby World Cup is just around the corner, folks. It's at the DHL Stadium in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thank
you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap for Super Saturday.